Hey guys, it's Rock the Jake and welcome to my top 10 music albums of 2015. 2015 was a great year and a creative year for a lot of media and mediums in general, so I want to share some of my favorites with you.
Number 10.
Come In by Children 18-3. For their final album, they really did a good job of mixing their old style with some of the new experimentation that they've done with softer stuff or not quite punk music. And it all just works really well. Like, a lot of the music is engaging, it's fun to listen to, and it's just a really good send-off for the band because as much as we would have liked to have maybe 5 more albums from them, it's always good to go out when you're on top as well so that you don't burn out. I've really enjoyed this album and I would suggest checking it out if you like punk or pop punk music.
Number 9.
One Wild Life Soul by Gungor. I think one of the biggest draws of this album is the lyrical content because it gets pretty deep and even pretty controversial at times depending on what your viewpoint of life is. But I really enjoyed just how much thought went into the lyrics and the words in this album. The only reason it's this low on the list is because even though there's some songs that I go back to and listen over and over again, unfortunately just for me, a majority of the album just kind of passes through for me. And there's not a whole lot of replayability there for me. But, like I said, the lyrical content is worth its weight in gold alone. So definitely check it out at least once and see what you think. Sorry, Ace.
Number 8.
Vulture's EP by Disciple. After their last album, Attack, which I was kind of in and out with, I didn't completely like it. This came out, I listened to a lot of it, and I really enjoyed it. I really love how the first 4 songs just rock right out of the gate, and they have different ways of rocking, but it's still that Disciple signature style. And I also enjoy the crafting of the softer songs. They're not super deep, but they work really well. I think I kind of enjoy the brevity of the album. It shows just a little bit of quirkiness from the band, but it also shows some good creativity. And plus, I covered one of the songs from the album, which you should go check out.
Number 7.
House Full of Caverns by Falling Up. Falling Up is actually on this list twice, and I'll get to the other one later, but this album is on the list because it is a beautiful, gorgeous instrumental EP that they made because they made too much music for the final album. That's a great sign of a creative and thinking band. There's a lot of orchestral bits in there, but there are some traditional rock elements like an electric guitar here and a drums there and bass guitar here, and a lot of it just works so well. The only reason that it's this low on the list is because there's only a few songs that I listen to over and over again, whereas there's other songs that just kind of pass through and I don't listen to a whole lot. But I cannot deny that the orchestration for all of the songs is well thought out and really well made. By all means, go check this out. You can find it on YouTube or Bandcamp.
Number 6.
Till the End by Phineas. I only just heard about Phineas earlier in the year in 2015. But when I did, and when I listened to Till the End, I got really into them. I wanted to go back and listen to as much of their discography as I could, and I just love the way that they've grown throughout the years, and their musicianship, especially on this album, is so good. The guitar solos are great, the drums are very good as well, and the way they all mesh together for some either simple or some intricate breakdowns works really well. The musicianship is extremely good, and I would highly suggest checking them out.
Number 5.
Determination by Rachadi B and Ace Waters. Of course I've got to talk about this Undertale fan album that my friends made, which is on Bandcamp. Go check it out now. It's fair to say that a lot of the success of the album came from the game Undertale, but that should never ever undermine the fact that these are 2 very talented musicians who put a lot of work crafting each song to become something more and better into just an incredible double album of music. I highly suggest listening to the Undertale theme by Ace Waters because it's a moving, beautiful piece that he crafted. Like I said, the album's on Bandcamp and it's been one of the best sellers on there for a while. Click here to go check it out.
Number 4.
Handmade by The Ongoing Concept. It ties in. Now, the reason why this album is so high up on the list isn't just because the music on the album is so spectacular. I really enjoy this album because the special story behind the album influences it the whole way through. The band actually took the time to create and craft their own instruments for this album. The drums, the bass guitar, the electric guitar, they made it all handmade. by scratch, and it's amazing. They have a series of videos on YouTube on the way they crafted and created everything, which you should totally check out, as well as checking out the album. It's all worth your time.
Number 3.
The Burning Edge of Dawn by Andrew Peterson. I'll admit, this album started a bit slow for me, but as I listened to it more and more, I was able to find more in it that I could really enjoy and like, which is fun because it's the same way that I got into his last album, Light for the Lost Boy. The lyrical content, though not as deep as anything Gungor wrote, is still deep enough to make you ponder and think about just different aspects of life and things that maybe you have questions about but never thought to think about or question before. And I absolutely love the fact that the album does take you to a couple dark places, but it also brings you out of those places with a new, brighter perspective on what those times meant. It's one of those albums that you can listen to a lot and almost always get something new out of it, which is something that helps it last for a long time.
Number 2.
Ember by Kubi. I love this album. I really enjoy the fact that the drum structure on the songs isn't the standard electronic music that I've heard before where it's like boots and cats, you know, that joke. It's more of a rock style, like 4/4 beat kind of thing, and it just works for this album, not just because there's like electric guitars thrown in every now and then, but because of the song structures themselves, it kind of lends itself more to that style of drum playing, and I noticed that off the bat. But what I really enjoy about this album is the fact that it has like a nostalgic spirit to it, and not just because of any chiptune or electronic sound thing here and there. Just the song structures again, and the way all the instruments are coordinated, and the melodies and everything, it just brings out this feeling of you of like the good old days where things were maybe just a little bit simpler or something like that. It just feels good, and everything is very well thought out, and you can definitely tell from the melodies and again the drum work. It's just an incredible album, and you should check it out any chance you get.
Number 1.
Falling Up by Falling Up. This is the final album by the band, and it is the ultimate culmination in everything they've ever done. All their styles, from regular rock until art, progressive, sci-fi rock, just shine here on this album because they took so much time to create it and make it as perfect as they could, and it shows. The album tells an interesting story about a family that seems to be on the run from something, but you can also interpret it in different ways, and that's one of the things that helps it last for a while. But the music, just the way the guitars are made, and it's just all so good. I gotta be careful about not gushing about it, but it is my favorite album of 2015. It's a great send-off for the band as well. It's one of their best efforts to date, and I'm so happy that they made this. So that was my top 10 albums of 2015. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the list, and maybe say what some of your favorite albums were this year. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.